BionicDance is filmed in front of a live studio audience. Right away, we can tell that this video is just going to be a wee smidge homophobic. And speaking as a lesbian my own darn self, all I can really say is, boys. Ew. Let's do this.
BionicDance!
Greetings, fellow space travelers, BionicDance here. I admit, I've been avoiding tackling a Caleb and Sophia video for a while now, and for a couple of reasons. First, they've been pretty thoroughly covered by our friend Telltale, to whom you should all be subscribed. I don't really like stepping on other people's toes, tackling the same videos they have already. Maybe it's irrational on my part, but it always felt like a kind of courtesy. Second, speaking as an animator, seeing the art used for this bugs me on a completely other level. Anyway, buckle up, stow those tray tables, time for takeoff. We've got the little girl, Sophia, looking at drawings of other people's families. She sees the pic of the two mommies, and it makes her rather nervous.
Look, Mom. I drew our family in school today.
Oh, wow!
I didn't have time to finish Caleb's face. Carrie drew two mommies. She told me they're married to each other. My teacher says that all that matters is that people love each other and that they're happy.
Well, people have their own ideas about what is right and wrong. But what matters is how Jehovah feels.
The implication being that, actually, no, it doesn't matter if people love each other. The mom isn't just indoctrinating her child. She's undermining the teacher as well, sabotaging her child's education. What else might Sophia reject now that she thinks she can't trust her teacher?
He wants us to be happy, and he knows how we can be happiest. That's why he invented marriage the way he did.
You mean one man and one woman?
Exactly.
There's been marriage around the world long before you jokers were ever a thing, and in many cultures which had never heard of your Jehovah character. So don't go acting like it was invented by your particular sky fairy. And that being the case, same-sex marriage shouldn't be such a big honkin' problem since you can't claim ownership of the idea. But I can hardly expect that kind of logic from theists now, can I? And given what I've been learning about Jehovah's Witnesses, which these people are, by the way, I especially can't expect it here.
Look at Genesis 1:27. Jehovah created Adam and Eve, male and female. Then in Genesis 2:24, he said that a man will stick to his wife. Later, Jesus said the same thing. Jehovah's standards haven't changed.
So, neither Adam nor Eve had much of a choice, now did they? For all you know, Adam was totally gay for Steve, but, as a particularly cruel joke, Jehovah hadn't even built him yet. Remember, it wasn't until they unleashed the evil in the world that Adam and Eve even wanted to make with the hunka-chunka. So het sex is the real sin. Never thought of it that way now, did ya? Of course, I'm being weapons-grade flippant right now, obviously, but you will notice that the Bible only ever condemns gay boy sex. I can get oral with the vajayjay, and it's totally cool. So lay off Carrie and her two mommies. No harm, no foul.
It's kind of like going on an airplane. What would happen if someone wanted to bring something on the plane that wasn't allowed?
They couldn't go on their trip.
Right. It's the same with Jehovah. He wants us to be his friend and live in paradise forever. But we have to follow his standards to get there. At Matthew 7:13 and 14, it talks about the road leading to paradise. To get there, Jehovah says we have to leave some things behind. That means anything Jehovah doesn't approve of.
Look, the guy on the airplane makes sense. It's a matter of safety. Do you like getting blown up? I don't like getting blown up. Being alive is one of my very favoritist things. Do you think homosexuals are going to walk into paradise strapped with belly bombs? I don't think so. Goodness knows that's not my plan. Of course, I don't think this heaven of yours even exists, but if it did, I'm no threat to anybody's safety. And what kind of elitist prick is this Jehovah of yours that we have to meet his standards to be allowed into the clubhouse? Are we LGBT folk on a harsh on his mellow so bad, really? Speaking as an atheist, I think your book was written by men with severe homophobia. I don't think every homophobe is secretly gay. Goodness knows that I find dicks extremely creepy and I'm not secretly straight. But gay sex definitely gave them the Wiggins. Based on what I've seen and heard, I think guys have this weird love-hate hang-up about penises. Correct me if I'm wrong, but it seems like they want to be proud of their own, but are marginally ashamed of it too, and creeped out by everybody else's. I mean, they call their three-piece set their junk. We all use dick as an insult, and yet having a large one is supposed to be a sign of studliness, of extreme masculinity. Maybe it's just because I'm looking at this from the outside, but it's weird. So when I see homophobia like this, I figure it's probably part of that pride/shame combo. Of course, I'll never understand anybody having a problem with lesbian sex, but then again, I'm hardly objective on that point, now am I?
But I want everyone to get to paradise.
So does Jehovah. And you know what? People can change. That's why we share his message. So, what can you say to Carrie?
Well, I could tell her about the paradise. I could tell her about the animals and the resurrection.
That's awesome! Let's practice.
Let's unpack this a little. The mom says that people can change, and Sophia wants to know what she can say to her friend. What do they think is going to happen here? No, seriously. They're suggesting that this little girl should passive-aggressively try to get Carrie to think that her parents should break up and find husbands instead. They're trying to destroy a loving family. They're recruiting a child to do it, and they're making it seem like it's all sunshine and rainbows. How sick is that? If I believed in evil, this would probably be in my top 10 at least. And the worst evil comes not with a snarl, but with a smile, so you don't see it coming until it's too late. Okay, a couple of things before I go. First, I think I've figured out where their dad is from. He's not in this video, but Caleb and Sophia's father has this really funky accent and no one can figure out where it's from. Well, I at least might have a clue. See, while looking for Caleb and Sophia's channel, I ran across another YouTube channel that has all of these videos, but they're translated into Portuguese sign language. Not kidding. Now, they obviously speak Portuguese in Portugal, but they also speak it in Brazil. So he might be Brazilian. Watching videos of people from Brazil speaking English, the accent is pretty similar. And in a forum I saw where people were discussing this exact issue, someone else mentioned they have a Brazilian coworker, and they sound pretty similar to Caleb and Sophia's dad. So I think he's Brazilian. And one other thing before I go, I have a thank you. This is a movie from the 90s called Zeram. Most people say Zeram, but it's Zeram in Japanese. And it's the basis for my favorite anime. The live action came first. My favorite anime is called Iria. That's the main character there. She's pretty badass. And I haven't seen this movie in ages. Now, what I didn't realize is there's a sequel. And it's on this as well. So, yeah, I can't wait to watch this. It's been a really long time since I've seen anything but the anime. So, cool. There was no note. No one said who sent this. That's actually kind of frustrating because I like to be able to say thank you to the right person. But still, whoever you are, thanks for this. Right. So, until next time, fellow space travelers, this is BionicDance saying don't run on automatic. Instead, please think. What else might Sophia? The implication being that, actually, no, it doesn't matter what people... Of course, I'm being weapons-grade flippant right now, obviously, but you will notice that the Bible only ever condemns... So neither Adam nor Eve... Garden of Eden? Garden of Eden? Yeah, whatever the fuck. And the worst evil comes not with a snarl. Yeah. They're recruiting a child to do it, and they're making it seem like it's all sunshines and sunshines. Sunshine. How many suns are there? Kitty tail, I need you to sit and stop bumping the mic, please. Thank you. And Columbia slashed me really bad this morning. I was lying in bed, she was on my chest, she decided to jump off and use my chin as a stepping stone on the way off. Ow!
Even YouTubers need Ferraris. Please donate on Patreon.
Not rating and subscribing has been found to cause obesity, acne, and male pattern baldness in laboratory rats.